May and Chung have already sent one child back to China and now live in fear that their other son will soon follow. The Israeli government says 5-year-old Ruah's son is illegal because although he was born in Israel and speaks fluent Hebrew, his parents are here without a visa, earmarking him for deportation.
如果现在送回去的话，对小孩子肯定是不好的，因为所有的他认识的朋友都在这里，然后呢，他也习惯了这边的语言。我们跟他讲中文，他都不讲，他也不喜欢讲。
8 years ago, May paid $10,000 American to get a 1-year visa to work in Israel. But she'd only just stepped off the plane when she was fired for not speaking English or Hebrew and was told to find her own job.
来的时候嘛，我想应该是这样子嘛，就是说他们只帮你办了之后，然后如果你们想去还是想留在这里，都随你自己决定吧。如果实在找不到工作，他们也会找房的，对不对？这个不要，明天又换一个，后天又换一个，后来他们也就不帮你找了，你自己看着办吧。
It's a story that's all too familiar to the nearly 11,000 Chinese workers in Israel. Many of them are underpaid, forced to work long hours and threatened with deportation if they complain. Most arrived in Israel 20 years ago when the security situation between Israelis and Palestinians deteriorated and a new labour force was being sought. Mr. Zhu starts his 14-hour working day at 4:30 in the morning. He lives in a caravan camp and pockets less than the average Israeli salary. 2 years ago, he paid $31,000 for a 5-year work visa, which at the time seemed like a clever business plan. But the employment agency didn't tell him the visa wouldn't be valid past 2010, in line with an Israeli government decision to stem the flow of foreign workers. Mr. Li is also angry and disappointed. In China, he had his own textile business, but he came to Israel on the advice of a friend who said it was a great way to make money. He hasn't seen his wife and children for 4 years because he simply can't afford the flight ticket home.
以色列劳务费4年才赚10万块，我在家里4年也可以赚10几万，不好赚。
And it is this cycle of debt that keeps most of these workers here. Organisations like this one are trying hard to warn foreigners of the risk of fly-by-night agencies with big promises and little truth.
If they don't pay back the loans, they can't go back home. I heard it many times from people who told me if I go back now, I can't go back home because they lose their house, they lose their parents' house, they owe money to so many people that they just can't show their faces.
This is one of the employment agencies that helps the foreign workers get their visas. People here suspect that they're pocketing 70% of the fees they charge. We asked them for an interview several times, but they refused, as did the Israeli Ministry of Trade and Industry, who said they have nothing to do with the issue of foreign workers in Israel. Which is why May and Chung and hundreds of others like them don't know what to do. The Promised Land has become a place of disillusionment in which they don't know whether to stay or leave. Alison Gosney, Channel News Asia, Tel Aviv.